Saturday, in the first game, rookie Zach Britton took the mound, and with an early lead, he shut the door on the Rangers. But game two, the floodgates opened, and the Rangers put up 13 runs en route to a win. Today, Jeremy Guthrie returns. He goes to the mound as the Orioles look for their third straight series win. Up next on MASN. It's Orioles baseball on MASN today from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Birds welcome in the Texas Rangers. It's the rubber game of this three-game weekend series. And welcome to Sunday baseball on MASN, all presented by Hyundai. And hi again, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us as the Orioles look to complete their first homestand of the season by getting a rubber game and 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers. And they send their ace to the mound, Jeremy Guthrie, in what is just his second start of the year. During the past week, spent a couple of days in the hospital battling pneumonia, and that following his outstanding start on opening night in Tampa. He went 8 shutout innings, allowed only 3 hits, and he struck out 6. And pretty good numbers in his career against Texas. In fact, he's perfect, 3-0. With a 3.65 ERA. And Jim Palmer, I guess the X factor for today, you love to have your ace on the mound trying to win a rubber game, but just how strong will Jeremy Guthrie be, and just how effective can he be deep in the game?
Well, yeah, and then the other factor, of course, we know after watching the Rangers score 13 runs last night, these guys can hit. So a little different team than Tampa Bay, and I'm not taking anything away from the Oriole pitchers. No matter who you play, if you pitch as well as he did. You know, the interesting thing about Jeremy this week, kind of monitored. He got out of the hospital like on Wednesday, and then he started doing the normal things. Was out running yesterday as he was on Friday, even though it rained. He ran early. So, you know, he said he thinks that he's going to be the normal Jeremy Guthrie. And if he is, you know, we're going to see. I don't know if we'll see what we saw in Tampa, but it was as good as I've ever seen him pitch. Used his changeup and his curveball, 91 to 96, threw 11 pitches per inning for those 8 innings. So that was like 88 pitches for that time. So, you know, again, if he can come back out and just give him a quality start against Texas, that will be very special.
Now, why am I not surprised you noticed the opposing lineup being the pitcher you were? And how about the Orioles increased run support on this homestand? And that's because the long ball is back.
Well, yeah, and you know, they've hit home runs in 5 straight games, 7 of those home runs. And what you like, of course, 2 of those 3-run home runs, Earl Weaver would certainly like those. Buck Showalter right on line with them, a couple of 2 runs and then the 3 solos. So again, the average not where they want, but they're hitting over 400 or at 400 with runners in scoring position, home runs and clutch hitting, and that's what you need against Texas.
Now the Orioles today try to make it 2 out of 3 from the Rangers, which would mean winning all 3 series on the year. Now it's early. There's a lot of baseball to go. In fact, they head to New York following today's game. They'll open a series there on Tuesday. But the key is trying to keep that positive momentum going for as long as they can.
Well, it really is. And then I think, again, you talk about the quality of the ball club you're playing. You know, when Britton shuts them down, he pitches a shutout, you know, getting into the 8th inning yesterday against this team, boy, that's something special. Great way to start a doubleheader, even though they lost the nightcap. But again, you win 2 out of 3. They came in here undefeated. I look at this ball club and I say, if they're young pitchers, and we're going to see one in Derek Holland, we saw Harrison at 25 pitch grade yesterday. If their young pitchers come through, this could be one of the best teams in the American League. I know everybody anointed the Red Sox, but the bottom line is Texas got a good ball club. You win them today, it's a great big deal.
So the Orioles trying to make it 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers. Rubber game of 3, Sunday daytime baseball. Lineups and first pitch are coming up. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Daytime baseball at Camden Yards. It was a day game for the home opener Monday. Day game, the finale of this first homestand on the year as the Orioles take on the Texas Rangers. And today's game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. Overcast still here. 58 degrees at first pitch as the Orioles and Rangers close it out. Today's Rangers lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Ian Kinsler will lead off with Michael Young moving up to the number 2 spot. Why? Look at those numbers head-to-head against Jeremy Guthrie. Josh Hamilton bats third, then Adrien Beltre. Nelson Cruz will bat fifth with Mitch Moreland at first base. Yorvit Torrealba will catch. Andres Blanco gets a start at shortstop. Julio Bourbon in center field.
And take a look at today's scouting report brought to you by AFCIA. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And that's exactly how good Jeremy Guthrie was. Early trouble last year, 41% of the runs he gave up in 2010 in the first or second inning. So stay away from the big inning. Don't get hurt. And then Big had lots of cattle. Sometimes it's Big had no cattle. But again, he's done very well against the Rangers. And 3-0 has never lost to him, and actually better here with an ERA about 2.84 at Camden Yards. So likes to pitch against the Rangers in Camden Yards.
And he deals to Ian Kinsler, and it's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Jeremy Guthrie going after Kinsler with a slider, not a fastball to begin the game. Kinsler tied for 4th in the league in home runs, and this one misses down and away, 1-1. Kinsler 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. He's got 6 hits on the year. 5 have been extra base hits. And he hits this one to center field. Jones on the run, and Adam gets there for the out. And one away here in the first inning as Guthrie gets Kinsler.
Yeah, take a look at the Oriole defense. You just saw the center fielder, Adam Jones, run that one down. Jake Fox, well, he puts away the shin guards and the mask and goes out to left field. Caught the second game of that doubleheader. Markakis in right, terrific right fielder. Reynolds, Andino, Roberts, and Derek Lee, and then Matt Wieters back behind the plate.
And there is Jake with one of his 9 gloves that he brings to every stadium. In his equipment bag, he's got 9 different gloves, including backups.
9 different gloves?
9 different gloves. So there's his game outfielder glove. He also has a backup. Last night he had his game catcher's mitt. Also as a backup, there's a bouncer to short, backhanded by Andino, and he gets Michael Young in 2 quick outs. So 2-way in the first, and here's Josh Hamilton, who is off to a very good start, as you would expect. But how about the doubleheader yesterday, Jim? 4 out of 9 with a couple of RBIs, and I know this wasn't the case, but in the nightcap, seemed like he batted 7 times.
Well, yeah, and he came up and got a 2-run single. So again, yet to hit a home run, the MVP of 2010, 32 home runs last year, and 24 of them game against right-handed pitching. Still a very representative average. 401 against righties last year.
Fouls off the breaking ball.
That's Ted Williams-like numbers.
And he doesn't turn 30 until May 21st. So a lot of baseball left to be played. He had a 32 home run season in 2008 and a 32 home run season, as Jim mentioned, last year.
He also hit 359, which led the league.
Guthrie misses down and away, 2-1. As we watch Jeremy here, his stamina will obviously come into play because of not pitching since April the 1st and spending a couple of days in the hospital. And as you mentioned in our open, he is very much into his conditioning, the cardiovascular, and tried as best he could to work on that leading to today's start.
Yeah, anytime you have walking pneumonia or whatever form he had, I mean, it wasn't a virus, so they ruled that out. You would think that's going to affect you somewhat. But again, Buck Showalter touched on this. You know, his import on this club is not only when he toes the rubber, but again, he's a role model, mentor to a lot of these young pitchers. So very well prepared. And we'll just see how long he can go. And
towards left center field, there's Fox. He was shading that way, and Jake's got it for the out. So Guthrie, a good start. Texas goes 3 up, 3 down. Here come the Birds in the bottom of the first. Down in the top of the first. Here come the Birds, bottom of the first, as they try to get the rubber game of 3. Southwest Airlines starting lineup for your Orioles. Ryan Roberts, Nick Markakis, and Derek Lee, with Vladimir Guerrero DHing in the cleanout spot that Mark Reynolds. Adam Jones in center field, 3 out of 8 with a home run, couple of RBIs in the doubleheader yesterday. Jake Fox, Matt Wieters, and Robert Andino.
And today's scouting report brought to you by AFCIA. Again, visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Well, another lefty, 18 and 33 last year. Only one lefty in the lineup this year. Has struggled on the road. Much better at the ballpark at Arlington. And then big lift, if he can do exactly what his counterpart wants to do, the rubber game, and give him a quality start.
And Brian Roberts, first ball swinging, fouls it off right to third base coach. There's Derek Holland, the numbers you're talking about. That was in his start Monday against the Mariners, so he got the 4th game of the season.
Yeah, a lot of the big question after we saw Matt Harrison retire, 18 in a row last night, they said, who's better? And they said, they said they're both the crafty lefties. Harrison maybe throws a tick harder. But this is a young kid that kind of an interesting story, because he comes out of Newark, Ohio, and when he got out of high school, didn't even get a 4-year college scholarship. And Dad sent him out to spend $1,200 to go to one of those Arizona showcases.
High fly ball to left field towards the line. Hamilton coming over, Blanco out, and Hamilton calls off the shortstop, and he grabs it for the out in foul ground. So Brian Roberts is retired and 1 away. Nick Markakis coming to bat, and last night, actually in the first game, he got his first home run on the year, and that gave the Orioles for Zach Britton an early 1-0 lead. And Nick comes in today, early on in the year. He has the best daytime batting average in the American League. He is batting a crisp .625 in the day games. This being the 3rd day game on the year. Right, because a 4:35 start counts as a twilight.
Yeah, the good thing about yesterday's game, Orioles winning that 1-5-0 at 4:30, that it wasn't sunny out, because then you don't get the shadows. 4:30 is a pitcher's type of game.
And Holland misses high, and it's 2-0. Now Markakis now with a couple of extra base hits. He's got 7 hits on the year, 1 double, 1 home run. There's Zach Britton in the middle there with Jake Arrieta, Ryan Mattis. There's a tapper that Holland is able to grab, and the lefty fires to first to get Markakis for the out. So 2 outs here in the Oriole first.
Take a look at Texas defense here at Camden Yards in this afternoon. You get 2 center fielders in a sense. Hamilton can play center. He's playing left. Corbone in center field. Cruz, very, very agile right fielder. Beltre, a couple of gold gloves. Blanco, as you mentioned, Andres Blanco will take over for Elvis Andrus. Mike Young at second base. Kinsler doing the DH. Moreland can pick it over at first, and then Torrey Alba, one of the better defensive catchers. Very happy to have him at age 32.
Derek Lee bats, 2 outs and nobody on. And Holland misses outside, 1-0.
So again, no college scholarships. Ends up going on, and I ran into him today, a little community college, Wallace State, down in Alabama. And then he said he ran into a pitching coach, and he kind of taught him how to pitch.
And at age 24, he's already in his 3rd season in the major leagues. There's a fastball missing inside. Good eye by Derek Lee. Holland, a 25th round draft pick of the Rangers in 2006. Just getting some depth in the organization by that round. Here's a bloop to right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Derek Lee's on with a 2-out single. Right off the hands, but it carried over Kinsler for a base hit. Here comes Vladimir Guerrero. Guerrero in that cleanup spot for the Orioles has been getting on a tear. Batting average only at .242, but 6 for his last 17 with a home run and 3 RBIs.
Well, since he played for the Rangers, and marvelous first half, struggled a little bit in the second half, I said, how do you pitch him, or how did the other teams pitch him? They said, he's such a free swinger, just try to pound him in. keep him from extending those arms and hope he swings. And you can see that's exactly where Torrealba goes. Now, can you do that as a young pitcher? You know, it's great to have a scouting report, but can you execute that scouting report? That's the difficulty for not only young pitchers, but veterans.
Derek Lee leading from first with 2 down. And ball 2 inside. Well, Guerrero has not yet drawn a walk on the year. And 2 pitches missing badly down and in. He gladly takes.
So you would think that this, and it'd be interesting to see if they throw him some out over the plate, you might see an awfully authoritative swing. You think this would be a changeup count?
Torrealba sets up outside. And swept foul.
Now a little two-seamer down and away. Good pitch.
Buck Showalter has stacked his lineup today with right-handed batters because righties have had much more success against Derek Holland in his career. So PA not in there and Luke Scott not in there, and Andino's at shortstop instead of Isturis with Hardy unavailable to play. The only lefty in the lineup is Nick Markakis. There's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. And Guerrero does not agree.
And Markakis, being the only lefty, led the American League in batting average last year against left-handers at .361.
So instead of 3-1, it's 2-2 on that call that went Holland's way. And it's inside ball 3. So Lee will get a head start once he sees the foot going plateward. He'll take off. 3-2 with 2 down as the Orioles try to get something going here in the first. And there's a bouncer towards the hole. There's a base hit to right field. And Derek Lee will head to third. So back-to-back singles after 2 men down. And there's another real good approach by Vladimir Guerrero, Jim. They were working him away and he just poked it.
Yeah, I think, again, you know, he's such a aggressive hitter, 3-2. It doesn't matter if it's 0-0 or 3-2. His approach is pretty much going to be the same. So he's just looking for the ball, which is pretty much what it appears he does. And again, he just finds a hole into right field. Because it's 3-2, Derek Lee, you can see him running, easily gets to third. So even though Torrealba can block the ball with the best of them, maybe a ball in the dirt, you might get a cheap run here.
So Vladimir now on at first base. He's got a 5-game hitting streak with that base hit. And here is Mark Reynolds, who moves up into the number 5 spot. With the additional right-handed bats of Fox and Andino, Reynolds moves up from 7th to 5th. And he takes it inside, 1-0. Mark Reynolds had himself a day yesterday. 2 out of 6, a home run, and it was a 3-run home run for his first as an Oriole.
Yeah, he really turned that first game around with a 3-run shot, made it 4-0 at the time. Orioles had taken an early 1-0 lead on the Markakis home run. But what he's done so far this year, and really over the course of his career, maybe not at this level, 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position, but he came into the season at 241, hitting 261 when you get runners in scoring position. So he said, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I focus more, but batting average better when they're on.
Another good strike. Yeah. Strike. Crowd reacting to Reynolds, who was trying to get out of the way, and Bill Welke called it a strike.
Yeah, always had Bill has always had a pretty big strike zone, and right there it looks like it might have gotten the inside corner. It might have been a little borderline high, but then again I thought he missed the first pitch to Reynolds, the curveball right in the middle of the plate. Call it a ball.
1-2, swung on and missed. He got him, and Reynolds flings the bat and the helmet. So 2 hits, but 2 men left. We played 1 at Camden Yards. No score. Luna. Call today for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Double plays turned in the American League. Blue Jays at 15, Seattle 10. And the Orioles tied for third with 8. And boy, did they have a day yesterday turning those double plays. They had 6 overall in the doubleheader. Adrien Beltre against Guthrie in this scoreless game. Weakly hit towards the hole. Reynolds cuts in front of Andino. Off balance throw goes beyond Derek Lee. And Beltre will reach. And that's an error called on Mark Reynolds, his second on the year.
Yeah, you can see good range right here. This might be the result of the strikeout. Frustrated from that. And again, not close to a very big target, but easily gets to it. Probably had a little more time. You can see Beltre not even in the picture, but again, just thought he had to do that. Errant throw. Good news is it didn't result in a leadoff double, so to speak.
So the first base runner for the Rangers here is Nelson Cruz. And down and away. Scoop by Wieters. Nelson Cruz leading the American League in home runs. He had a 3-run shot in game 2, 5 on the year. He is also tied for first in the American League in RBIs with his 10. And even though Ron Washington said the other day that he preferred to leave Cruz in that number 6 spot because why mess with it? He was hitting so well because of the slightly different lineup today. He's batting 5th.
Yeah, a lot of people suggesting that maybe he should hit 4th. And Ron Washington says when you're 6-0, you'll hit exactly where he's been hitting.
That's exactly right. Breaking ball down and away, 2-1.
But the one thing Ron did say, and last year I was talking to Nelson. I said, "How did you hurt the hamstrings?" He said, "Boston, early in the year." And we see all kinds of injuries where you get loose early on, and then you stay damp night, cold night, and boy, you just pull that hamstring. And because otherwise, this is a guy, as he did 2 years ago, hit over 30 home runs, 33 home runs. Last year, 22 in limited bats because of those injuries. But they have a chance to have, if not the best offense, maybe in the top 1 or 2. They were number 4 last year.
3-1 on Cruz. Fastball swung out on high. Fly ball hit the right field. Markakis looking up into that overcast has it for the out. And one away here in the second inning. The Maryland Lottery's double play contestant of the game is Colleen Knight from Glen Burnie. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game today, Colleen will win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and enter to win for a chance at amazing Orioles prizes. Just get online, mdlottery.com/double play. We gave away, well, not Jim and I, but the Maryland Lottery, $6,000 in yesterday's doubleheader. 6 double plays.
I was glad it was them and not us giving that money away. But you got to play to win.
Absolutely.
You know. And they did, and they won.
Mitch Moreland takes it high, and a throw to first by Wieters Sales, but Derek Lee's there. What a big target he is. Just throw it at him.
You got 2 big targets, one behind home plate. Right here, it's just snap throw, and Beltre not that far off the bag. Well, you got to throw this kid strikes. Mitch Moreland.
There's a slow roller towards third. Reynolds will take the sure out at first, and he gets it there ahead of the hustling Mitch Moreland. 2 men down. Beltre ends up at second base.
Well, nice pitch. You know, Moreland, of course, the contact hitter with some power. Good changeup. Not only does it fool him a little bit, the ball runs down and away. Get the easy ground ball. The bad news is Beltre, because the ball sits so softly, gets into scoring position.
Here's Yorvit Turrialba. Ron Washington against Guthrie is going with pretty much his standard lineup against a right-handed starter. The only difference is Elvis Andrus, their everyday shortstop, is getting a day off. And when you look at Jeremy's breakdown, you can understand why. There's really not much of a difference, left-handed versus right-handed. So if you're Ron Washington and you have the best record in the major leagues, you go with your regulars. And day game after a doubleheader, as Elvis Andrus played both games at shortstop yesterday, you give him a day off, and you get 4 at-bats, you hope, for Andres Blanco. Making sure everybody stays sharp.
And he was talking about that. I mean, you have a lot of guys, we talked about it. David Murphy would like to play every day, but they'll get their at-bats.
And caught by Guthrie, a line drive. He just saved a run. Oh, does he field his position so well. And the ball off the bat of Turrialba found the leather. The liner to Guthrie ends the top of the second. No score. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. And by Hyundai, it's time to join the movement. Oh, looks nice out there, Jim. Let's head out on the bay today.
Yeah, okay. A little wind. If you're sailing, it's probably enough to make you happy. And
well, the captain of your yacht knows how to handle that, though. So we'd be fine.
Yes, we would be. And it's getting warmer. It's going to actually be, about 80 here tomorrow in Baltimore. The Orioles will get on a train, go to New York, where it'll be 74, and then get cooler, as it will at the end of the week in Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be higher than 52 in Cleveland. Take a look at Adam Jones. Boy, last 3 games getting hot. Some quality at bats, along with some long balls. Really good at bat yesterday against Colby Lewis to drive in a run. Hit a slider right back up the middle. And see the 3-game hitting streak.
Takes a strike on the outer part of the plate. Jones, Fox, Wieters for the Orioles in the second. Big game for the Orioles. They're trying to start at 7-2 and win all 3 of the initial series to begin the year. High pop-up, shallow center. Kinsler out, Bourbon in. Bourbon has it for the out, 1 away.
Yeah, Derek Collin, and again we were saying, okay, who's better? It really doesn't matter if they both pitch well. Matt Harrison, who's getting a chance to be one of the 5 starters, but they both throw in the mid-90s. I mean, that last fastball, 95 to Mark Reynolds, that one to Adam Jones at 94, with a nice changeup to go with it.
Jake Fox getting a start in left field today. He's batting 7th, and a high fly ball to left field, playable there for Hamilton. And he's got it for the out. So first ball swinging. Fox retired and 2 away.
The book on Jake, of course, loves the ball out over the plate. Hook him, throw him curveballs. That's what he did. Got it over. And if you don't throw strike 1, you can't have one of those 1-pitch at bats. And the same thing goes and I think that was a pretty good pitch to hit. But if you're not selective as a hitter, a lot of times you don't work the count, and the guy on the mound gets through the afternoon pretty easily.
Matt Wieters now. Breaking ball bends in there for a strike.
You know, it's funny, you're sitting on the mound 60 feet 6 inches as a pitcher, and you're hoping that the hitter will be anxious, that he won't wait you out, get his pitch to hit, and he'll swing at yours. And the good hitters are looking the other way, saying, you know what, I don't ever have to swing until I get to 2 strikes. They don't call me out on strike 1 or 2. I'm going to get my pitch until I get to 2 strikes, and then I'll scuffle a little bit. Use the whole field.
And Wieters takes outside, off-speed pitch.
Boy, until you get to 2 strikes, the good hitters have a really good idea of what they want to do.
Wieters 0 for 10 over the last 3 games. High fly ball to right down the line. Will this one stay fair? Down it goes. It is foul. Thank you, Mr. Cheetah. Oh, did he wait and look that one over? Well, the Orioles return to Camden Yards Monday, April 18th. It'll be a 10-game homestand. Twins, Yankees, and Red Sox come to town, so 3 contending teams. Plant your Birdland flag and defend your yard in these classic American League rivalries. Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD. Or if you prefer, just get online at Orioles.com and you can peruse the schedule at your convenience.
Well, you've already, if you're the Orioles, played last year's American League champs, and that was the Tampa Bay Rays. Then you got the Tigers, who are a much improved ball club, and you're playing the guys that represent you, the American League and the World Series in Texas. Then you go to New York. Then you come back, as you mentioned, you get Minnesota. They won their division. And you get the Yankees and the Red Sox. And then the White Sox.
Wieters takes a walk, and don't forget, in the middle of all that, a 3-game series in Cleveland. The Indians right now have won 6 straight.
Have they ever?
Texas, by the way, has the largest division lead of any of the 6 divisions in the major leagues. As play begins today, they're 3 games up on the Angels.
They also have the biggest run differential. In other words, runs scored, 55. Not the most runs, but the least amount of runs given up at 26. And right behind them is Toronto.
Toronto leads the league in pitching. Here's Andino. Fouled back. Well, that's as you're always saying, as a pitcher on the mound, if you give up 1, your team has to get 2. If you give up 4, your team has to get 5. So do the math. How's it easier to win? The run differential, keep the other team off the board as much as you can. Andino batting 9th. And there's a strike, a high strike. Bill Welke strike zone all over the place.
Well, he's got a big strike zone. He always has. They keep charts on that now. They can tell you who calls more balls, more strikes. I think obviously pitchers have something to do with that.
Wieters at first with 2 down. 0-2 to Andino, and he got him. Breaking ball down and in, so Andino down on strikes. A 2-out walk, 1 left. We play 2 at Camden Yards. No score. Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Action-packed table games and red-hot slots await at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Well, the ERA in the second half of last season, Felix Hernandez, Clay Buchholz, Max Scherzer, Gio Gonzalez, and Jeremy Guthrie at 2.76. And he really turned it on after Buck Showalter took over.
Yeah, went from 3 wins to 8 wins, 8 and 3 on the second half of the year. ERA was 2 runs lower.
Was an amazing turnaround from August 3rd on, when you consider just in this aspect, Orioles won 32 games in the first 4 months and then won 34 in the last 2 months under Buck.
They were certainly vying for the #1 pick this year, along with Seattle and especially Pittsburgh, which did, I don't say win it. They didn't win the #1.
They earned it.
They kind of lost it. Yeah, you don't get the #1 draft and go winning. No, I don't think you do one of those, you know. Or maybe you do.
You may recall at FanFest when Mark Showalter and Andy McPhail were on the stage as Blanco fouls it back. They were talking to the season ticket holders, and he talked about Joe Jordan, the Orioles scouting director, going into Buck's office after a week and a half, and he said, "What are you doing? You're killing me here. We're dropping." And, of course, he was kidding because it's all about winning at this level, but they did at that time. They were in position for the top pick, and they slipped to 4th. As Blanco goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Guthrie and 1 away.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Jeremy really liked the location of this, but it really fools him because it's a 2-2 backdoor breaking ball. Start off the outside corner, which is exactly what he does. And, of course, if you're Andres Blanco, you don't know if this is going to get called. You know it's a big strike zone, so you've got to chase it. Just couldn't get a hold of it. There's your strikeout.
Pitch Track sponsored by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. High fly ball to center field off the bat of Bourbon. There's Jones, his counterpart. He's got it for the out, so 2 quick outs.
And then he goes into his windup. Adam Jones, of course, he came up as a shortstop. I think he also wants to pitch.
You're out there for BP every day. You notice who's always at shortstop?
Yes.
Before he goes out to the outfield? Adam Jones. Willie Randolph will be hitting ground balls to whomever's going to play shortstop that day, and every other one, Jones gets one. There's Willie on the Orioles bench. Bench coach, infield coach. Here's Kinsler. And Guthrie misses outside. By the way, that draft order in June, it goes Pittsburgh, Seattle, Arizona, the Orioles, and the Royals. 1 through 5, and then the Nationals have the 6th pick. And there's a base hit up the middle for Kinsler, so the first base hit, it's a 2-out single.
So 3 batters, now what, 7 pitches. Couple of outs. Like Kinsler can hit. It's just textbook. Stays inside it. The amazing thing about Ian Kinsler, he's yet to get a hit with runner in scoring position, but he does have 5 RBIs because every time he hits home runs. 1 in the first 3 games. And he can steal bases.
Well, that's only his 2nd single on the year. It seems every time he's getting a double or hitting it over the wall. He's been a player of note for some time, even going back to his amateur years. Quick throw to first and a quick tag, but he got back in. I mean, he was drafted 3 times before he finally signed with Texas. Michael Young bounced out his first at bat. Breaking ball bends around the plate inside. 1-0.
Yeah, that's the pitch that works so well down in Tampa against the Rays. Just a lot of change ups. Of course, he's also throwing up to 96 miles per hour and with great command. Well, anytime you can go through any line, throwing 11 pitches, at least that's what the average was per inning, and doesn't get that pitch. Well, it's one of those wandering strike zone this afternoon. So it's going to be a mystery to both the hitter and the pitcher, apparently.
The pitch to Andino that was called a strike was higher than that.
Well, you're right, and normally that is a ball, but it's already been called a strike, so you're just kind of wondering.
And again, this is high, ball 3. Guthrie, 39 big league wins. He is 18-27 here at Camden Yards, and he's 21-21 on the road. And it's high, ball 4. So it results in a 4-pitch walk, the first issued by Guthrie, and now you get into the real danger part of this Texas lineup. 2 on and 2 down.
And it all started with a 2-out hit. We talked about that. Orioles did that against the the Tigers when they stormed back on Thursday night. And that's what good lineups do. I mean, they will just grind it out and battle it, work the count. And the comfort zone, and I hope the Orioles will get to this point, is where if I can't get it done, I'll let the guy behind me. I'll take that base on ball if it's presented.
Hamilton right field. He got a lot of it. Markakis is back on it at the wall. Reaches up and makes the catch. Markakis played it perfectly. Hamilton just did get under it. So a single, a walk, and 2 men left as Markakis takes it away from the wall. Celebrate an exciting 2011 season in Birdland. Just become an Orioles partial season plan holder. Enjoy a full list of exclusive orange carpet benefits, including big savings on the cost of single game tickets, special plan holder only perks, and more VIP treatment than ever before. For all the details, 888-848-BIRD, or just get online at Orioles.com/season. So Markakis on deck after saving at least 2 runs. With that catch near the wall. Here's Brian Roberts against Holland, and he takes low 1-0. Brian flied out to left field, foul territory. To Hamilton, his first at bat. And there's a curveball for a strike. Eric Holland, 6'2", 195, facing Brian Roberts. And a high fly ball to center field. Bourbon has a play. And he's got it for the out. Roberts 0 for 2 and 1 away.
Yeah, kind of a contrast. You were talking yesterday about Zach Britton, who won his second game for the Orioles, and how he was actually kind of brought along very, very slowly. Derek Holland, again, I mean, 25th round draft choice that you talked about. But his second year, he goes 13-1, one start in AAA the next year, and he's in the big leagues. And not pitching very well. He's 22 years old and probably didn't have any idea really what pitching's about, but they needed pitching, and he was left-handed, breathing. Went 8-13 that year with an ERA of a little bit over 6 runs a game. And then last year he pitched more relief innings through the postseason because they kept him on the roster and not Matt Harrison, their starting pitcher of last night, of anybody on their staff. Because he can get lefties out. Good matchup guy. Now he's trying to get everybody out.
Markakis swings through it. No balls and 2 strikes. Markakis was out on a comebacker to Holland, his first at bat. And the 0-2 is a called strike 3. So Bill Welke rings him up. Markakis retired and 2 away.
He's got a very simple windup. He just kind of breaks his hands just inside his knees. Take a look right here. And ball does catch the outside corner at 94, so a quality pitch. Somehow able to get ahead of Nick, which is not easy to do.
2 down, Derek Lee batting. And swings and fouls it back. Well, fans, don't forget you can get exclusive O's coverage to your mobile phone. Just text Orioles to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. Lee singled his first at bat. He takes down and in. Each team has had 3 base runners. The Rangers have a walk, a hit, and 1 reached on an error. The Orioles have 2 hits and a walk. Off-speed pitch low. 2-1. The Rangers team ERA is 2.79. The Blue Jays leading the league is 2.78. And a strike called at the knees. Derek Lee doesn't like the call, and it's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, Blue. Take another look at this strike zone. And that's, you don't want it called, but you just want the umpire to let you know early on, hitter and pitchers, what it's going to be.
Well, when Torrealba raised the glove, it gives you an idea of where it was.
You mean yanking him back into the strike zone doesn't count?
Well, obviously it does.
That's what I know.
The 3-2 is high ball 4. Now that looked like a better pitch than the one that was called a strike. And Lee will take the walk, and he's on with 2 men down.
Yeah, you want a catcher to be like you, subtle.
I'm subtle? Thank you. It's the first time I've ever been called that.
Well, I wasn't really serious when I said that, but anyway. Just want to know if you're listening.
Thank you. I always listen to you.
That little
I subtly listen to you.
It's funny, hitters will say, yeah, you know, when they first started, Bob Boone, I guess, was one of the guys that, you know, the Angels were in the postseason and all that. And they would say, watch the way he frames the pitch, and he did. And the hitter would say, yeah, I just got framed.
Vladimir Guerrero, and he takes down and in. So again, they're trying to keep him from extending his hands.
Well, the Orioles swept the Rangers right before the All-Star game 4 in a row, and that's how they pitched Vladdy. Just try to pound him in. You know, in. Don't let him get his arms extended. Doesn't mean he can't hit that pitch, but and he thought, I think they were throwing at him. But not that many pitchers really command the ball as well in as they do to other parts of the plate.
Time requested at the plate by Torrealba, so Welke jumped out of there.
But if you throw a ball to Vladimir Guerrero out over the plate, you better field your position and defend yourself, because you can hit him back in the middle with the best of them.
And a line drive to right field. He's 2 for 2. This one a soft liner. Lee heads to second. Vladimir Guerrero will go to second as Lee keeps going, and he gets to third. So it is second and third with 2 men down. As in the first inning, Lee and Guerrero extended the inning.
Yeah, this time he just fights it off and finds a hole. No man's land right here. There's your fastball in. Try to get the bat head to it some way, and Nelson Cruz has to come a long way. And this time it's not 3-2. Derek Lee still has plenty of time to get all the way to third on the double.
So second and third with 2 men down. Another chance for Mark Reynolds. And swung on and fouled straight down at the plate.
Yeah, that's the way Derek Hollis started him off the last time, except it was a curveball down, so maybe looking for it a little bit. Boy, the toughest way to drive in runs with 2 outs.
He had first and third his first at bat, and Holland struck him out. Now second and third. And it's just off the plate outside. Holland has not had a 3-up, 3-down inning yet. This is his second 5-batter inning. He had a 4-batter inning in the second. And a good eye and patience there by Reynolds.
Okay, there's a little slide step. Slide step is where you don't really pick up your front leg and try to use it as a timing mechanism to confuse the hitter. But it's pretty much a moot point if you don't even throw the ball close to the strike zone. He just came up and stopped and then really got out of his windup. And Mike Maddox looking at Ron Washington saying, I don't know where that came from.
Trying
if
to
you throw a
explain
strike, it can be very effective.
Ground ball towards third, fielded there by Beltre. And he'll get it across to get Reynolds, and that retires the side. So the Orioles' threat goes by the boards. We played 3, and we're scoreless. By Hyundai, it's time to join the movement. Well, the flow of this game has been dominated by the pitchers. Only a couple of opportunities for each. Texas 0 for 1 with a runner in scoring position. The Orioles 0 for 2. And Jeremy Guthrie going to work here in the fourth against Adrien Beltre, and there's a strike. Cruz and Moreland will follow. Beltre reached on an error, a throwing error by Reynolds his first at bat. Take it for a ball, 1-1. Beltre in his first season with Texas, 32 years old. And he looks over a ball. Pretty amazing. You were talking about it, how quickly he reached the big leagues. He's 32 and he's in his 14th season, and he drills it to left field. Will it stay fair? Down the line, foul.
Well, there's an information pitch. You know, the one thing about Jeremy, again, recovering from the pneumonia, not the kind of velocity he had in his first start, and that's certainly understandable. Making some pretty good pitches. But right there, 2-1, just a fastball in the middle of the plate, and you could see how quick the bat can be. Saw that last night.
Here's the 2-2. High fly ball left center field. Jake Fox is back, and that ball is gone. So back-to-back pitches. One he hit further, but it was foul. That one stayed fair, and it gives the Rangers a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you know, we saw a little bit of it. And Ron Washington, the skipper of the Rangers, you know, he played a lot, coached for a long time. And he said the one thing about Beltre, he missed spring training because of a leg injury. And right here, this fastball, maybe a little bit more out over the plate, and Jake Fox just turns around and watches it sail over his head for a 1-0 lead.
Beltre hits his third, and the Rangers get on top. That is the first home run allowed on the year by Guthrie.
You know, it's kind of interesting how they were able to go out and get a guy that really fits into their team. I mean, one of the best offensive free agents and a guy that won a couple of Gold Gloves, because that's where they had a need, somebody at third. You know, the Red Sox, they go out and sign Carl Crawford, who's a terrific player, but he probably would have been a better need for somebody like the Angels than the Red Sox.
And it was Boston that let Beltre go, in part because he wanted a 5-year deal, and he ended up going to Texas because they said, okay. There's a bouncer towards the middle. Roberts is there, and he'll retire Cruz for the first out. Boston had the luxury, if you will, of the versatility of Kevin Youkilis. So when Beltre left, they moved Youkilis back to third base and then went out and traded for Adrian Gonzalez. But it was the 5-year deal that scared off Theo Epstein. And Nolan Ryan and John Daniels felt, well, he's worth the investment. Time will tell. But so far, so good. Here's Mitch Moreland, who is 0 for 1. Takes a strike. It's actually a good point you bring up, because if the Red Sox had kept Beltre, they wouldn't have needed to go out and get Crawford, because they would have had that extra bat in there for the middle of the lineup. And so far, they're not sure where to back Crawford. He's been all over the place.
Well, he just seems like he's more suited for a team like the Angels with a lot of speed, because in Fenway, a lot of times you don't run a lot. And well, maybe that's a misnomer in a way, because he, 2 years ago, Ellsbury led the American League with 70 steals. Last year he was hurt, only played 18 games.
2-1 pitch fouled off. Mitch Moreland. So 2-2 the count. Don't forget, all season the Orioles schedule packed with fun giveaways, special events that you don't want to miss. So mark your calendars now for the year's first fireworks night, June 24th. Then don't miss Orioles Floppy Hat Night, presented by Miller Lite, July 22nd. For all the upcoming promotions, call 888-848-BIRD or get online Orioles.com as Adam Jones runs it down to retire Mitch Moreland.
Yeah, Jeremy, again, a little bit under the weather because of the illness, the pneumonia early on, is pitching like one of those days and doing a nice job of it where you don't have your best stuff. But at, 32 now, he's turned 32 on April 8th. He's certainly well prepared to do this. Just, of course, the key, you pitch well, and then you need some run support. Name of the game.
Ravit Torrealba, breaking ball misses outside. Torrealba in his first year as the Texas catcher, he was robbed of a base hit his first at bat. Line drive right at Guthrie. And that one bends around the plate inside, ball 2. There's a strike, 2-1. The other aspect of the doubleheader yesterday that should not be overlooked. Well, the starter Britton, obviously, because he pitched into the 8th inning in the opener. So only Jason Birkin was needed out of the bullpen. But then when Arrieta got knocked out in the 4th, Josh Roop went 2 2/3 scoreless innings. And then even though Jakubakis gave up 5 runs, he pitched the final 3 innings. So everybody else in the bullpen is fresh and ready today. This one hit hard right at Roberts, who plays the hop. And he'll get Torrealba, inning ends. But Beltre with his 3rd home run, solo shot to left field, has given Texas a 1-0 lead.
A 1-0 lead. Take a look right here. His career as a starter. Of course, he is only 24, so not a lot of large body of work. Innings 1 through 3, very much like today. Pitched very well. Innings 4+, ERA and batting average jumps up. And even in his first start this year, the 3 runs he gave up after the 3rd inning. So I guess it's kind of like when you need a birdie and you see the flag stick. There's a little hope for the Orioles. They trail 1-0.
Well, Holland getting set to go to work on 6, 7, and 8. Here's Adam Jones. Flied out his first at bat. Adams got a 3-game hitting streak working. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. We've got Beltre moving in.
Well, that's the idea, and you want to do it early in the count. So at least, of course, he's going to move back a little bit. You do a Drake Nettles where you kind of keep moving in, play deep, but move in on every pitch.
Off speed pitch, swung out and missed.
Well, good command, good changeup, and actually been able to get his breaking ball over. They said a lot of times he can be inconsistent with it. And of course, we're only in the 4th inning, but this afternoon a little bit different. He's used it very effectively.
Jones fouls it off a little late on that swing following the changeup on the prior pitch. Ball and 2 strikes on Jones.
Well, that is the whole design of the changeup, to slow the bat down. Former Oriole pitcher Davey Johnson, who was on Masson radio and whatever, just talking about, boy, you just got to slow the bat down some way.
Check swing and a roller foul. Wayne Kirby knocks it down at first base.
And the way to do that sometimes is just subtract a little bit. I saw a little bit of that last night. Now, of course, you can make good pitches and stay out of the middle of the plate, throwing in the mid-90s. Get a lot of guys out and then change speeds. But if you end up, and we saw it with Jake Arrieta, who had fabulous stuff yesterday, just centered some balls, and so did they.
And down on strikes goes Jones. So good breaking ball down and in.
See, and what happens, Jim, is that when you get a young pitcher like this with pretty good breaking ball, the minute he gets ahead and he establishes his changeup, now he can finish this breaking ball. So he can throw it out of the strike zone. I mean, that ball starts in the zone, finishes just a little off the corner, but really well thrown.
Here's Jake Fox, who is starting in left field today. And swings through a breaking ball. And it's 0-1. Buck Showalter, before the game in his daily media session, said that he wanted to start Fox today and Andino so they'd each have back-to-back starts going into the day off. Neither had even played in a game up until yesterday. So with the lefty on the mound, who gets out lefties better than righties, he goes to Fox for the outfield spot. Fouled straight back.
Yeah, and they're just going to, doesn't mean they won't throw him fastballs because the last 2 pitches are fat heaters, but they're just going to try to stay out of the middle of the plate. And the first time I ever saw Jake Fox was last year when the Orioles opened in Oakland, or early in the season. Got 2 hits off Brian Mattis. When he needed it out, Brian pitched him inside and broke his bat.
This one lifted foul.
So he is definitely one of those guys. High ball hitter, out over the plate. You know, primarily fastball hitter, but hang a breaking ball, he's going to have a pretty good swing at it.
One and 2 on Fox, and that sails high.
A zoom ball.
The other thing that came out of the media session today with Buck Showalter was that you kind of get the impression that the roster as it is today is far from complete, and certainly will change by Tuesday. Because right now there's a void for one of the starts in New York. J.J. Hardy, it seems, is heading towards the DL. And the question is, which player or which players replace Hardy going on the DL and come up? And will somebody be going off the roster as well? As Fox fouls it back.
Well, it looks like they're, as you mentioned, need a starter. It could be Brad Bergeson, because the only way you could bring him back was if somebody goes on the disabled list. Otherwise, he has to stay in the minor leagues. He was sent to Norfolk yesterday for at least 10 days. So he might get a start a lot sooner than he anticipated.
Fox pops it up. Foul ground first base. There's Moreland chasing Wayne Kirby out of the way, and Moreland has it for the out. So Fox is 0 for 2 and 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Another quality pitch in on his fist.
Well, with Guthrie making the start today, as Buck Showalter hoped, that at least got them through the homestand. And now they got to figure out the next 6 games. In particular, because both Britton and Arrieta pitched on the same day. Here's Matt Wieters. So neither of those pitchers would be available until Thursday. So I would guess one would go Thursday and one would go Friday. And there's a strike, and it's 0-2 on Wieters. So I guess your choice, if you're Buck Showalter, is who do you want to face the Yankees on Thursday, Britton or Arrieta, or the Indians Friday? The 0-2 is inside, 1-2. Two outs, none on, 1-0 Texas. And another good eye by Wieters.
Yeah, the Yanks playing the Red Sox tonight. That'll be an interesting game. Sabathia against Beckett. Beckett threw 9 home runs last year in 5 starts and 26 innings against the Yankees.
Slowly hit to third. Beltre is there. He inspects the baseball, then fires across. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Holland. First time the Orioles have gone in order. 5th inning coming up, 1-0 Texas. Is being presented by Hyundai. Pretty flowers outside the ballpark. 1-0 Texas on the Beltre solo home run. Only 5 hits in the game over 4 innings. And Guthrie back to the mound. Blanco, Bourbon, and then Kinsler again. And there's a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, Blanco, a switch hitter that Ron Washington said can play all, as he did last year, all 3, really every position except first base in the infield, and catch it and do it well. But this is also the side he hit over 300 last year, hitting left-handed.
Remember when Dave Valley was the backup catcher in Seattle? And Ken Griffey used to call him their NFL catcher because he only played on Sunday. Blanco's that guy for Texas, it seems. It's the end of the week. He played last Sunday to give Andrus a day off, and he's playing this Sunday to give Andrus a day off.
Well, you keep your guys sharp, and of course Elvis only 22 years old, so it's not like he's tired. It's just part of the process of trying to get everybody and make them feel they're part of the team, so they'll be able to stay sharp. I mean, if you're an extra guy, especially in the American League, you're going to get all your at-bats in spring training. And once the season starts, unless the guy really goes out of his way as your manager, you better really know how to prepare yourself and figure out, and that's the difficulty of identifying these type of players. Which guy, maybe a young player, Robert Andino, a perfect example, can he come from playing regularly and sit on the bench and be able to produce when he does have the opportunity?
Pitch is high. 2-2 on Blanco, who struck out his first at bat. Cesar Estura sitting with the skipper. High fly ball, right center field. Markakis and Jones. It's Jones who calls for it and makes the catch. And one away. Now our favorite time of the telecast, the AT&T Mobility Trivia question. How will they stump us today? Although you were right on the money last night. Who holds the Rangers' single-season record for highest batting average?
Ichiro. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
He might against them.
No, that was Guerrero, I think.
Let's see.
The guy that won the batting title last year. That'd be my guess.
Well, didn't Oddibe McDowell have a couple of good years way back?
Did he hit 359?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I would say no.
Ruben Sierra?
No. He hit 320-ish, 328. Pudge had one of those high.
What about Mike Hargrove?
No. 291 lifetime batting rookie of the year, but never 350.
I'm going to go on a limb just for some reason because I think this is a trick question. They're trying to stump us on Sunday because the logical choice would be Hamilton, right?
Well, he hit 359.
I realize that, but I'm not convinced.
That would be more than logical.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me rephrase this question.
Okay.
Did anybody hit higher than 359 in the history of the Rangers?
I don't know.
Well, I know you don't know. I'm just
question.
asking you, do you think anybody did?
I would say probably not.
Okay, so it's Hamilton.
Okay. I'm going to say it's somebody other than Hamilton because I just don't know.
You don't want to get it right? You don't like to get these questions right?
Did you submit this one today?
No. I don't think anybody hit higher than 359 for the Rangers. They've had great offensive teams. It's a pretty big number.
And it's a little low to Bourbon.
So will you get your guess out?
I think Oddibe McDowell.
Oh, that's so wrong. Look to the left. Hey, look to the left because I'm so right.
High pop-up, center of the diamond, and you're subtle about it.
No,
Robert's out. He's got it for that. Oh, that's right. I'm Mr. Subtle. All right, so two-way AT&T trivia question. Who holds the Rangers' single-season record for best batting average? Josh Hamilton, 359 in 2010.
He's even playing today.
I know that, but that's why I thought it was a trick.
What do we have to do to get you to get one right?
Have me submit the question. Here's Ian Kinsler. He takes a strike. One nothing Texas on the home run by Beltre.
See, it's not like we're asking you to figure out why they call them the Rangers. You know why they call the Dodgers the Dodgers?
Yeah, because of the trolley cars in Brooklyn.
There we go. We know why they're Texas Rangers.
Yeah, the police force.
Yeah, right. So you got one right today.
I love the history of baseball. I'm just not very good at trivia.
Oh, I'm with you. Nor am I.
You're actually 2 for 2 the last 2 days.
Well, applying myself.
I'm getting a bit suspicious that you may have presented the questions.
That was such an easy question. Emergency hack. It's one of those little backup breaking balls that Ian Kinsler goes, I'm not letting this one get by. He might be called. So what if it's a couple inches inside?
Kinsler 1 out of 2. He singled his last at bat. 2-2. High pop out near second base. Roberts and Andino. And Andino's got it. Ooh, a little nonchalant there. He held on. 3 up, 3 down to the Rangers mid-fifth. And 1-0 Texas. The only run of the game on a home run by Adrien Beltre. Here come the Orioles. 3 hits in the first 4 at-bats. Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer in a big game for the Orioles. They're trying to get 2 out of 3. And, ooh, you had the history book.
Well,
the history of the Texas Rangers.
You had the second highest batting average for the Rangers.
Who was that?
Maybe Catalanano. I didn't quite get through. We were coming on camera. So anyway.
You love it when you win, don't you?
Yeah, yes. Simple as that. Okay, so what do you like to talk about?
Well, I wanted to see how the Orioles were going to get something going here.
That's the mystery question.
All right.
Well, you're just going to hope that Derek Holland's going to have to make a mistake, which he hadn't really done. And, I think anytime, at least my history with 1-0 games, 1-run games, is a lot of times all it takes is a leadoff batter, leadoff walk, an error. But you like to do it if you're the team that's trailing by 1, but try to do it early with nobody outs or 1 out. So maybe you can, get a little bit hit and run, something like that, or move the runners. So right there, you just need to get somebody on and try to do it early in the inning. But Holland's been awfully good. All 3 pitches over. 92 to 95 today and throwing strikes.
And Dino, a high fly ball to left field. Playable for Hamilton. And he's got it for the out. 1 down. So all of a sudden 5 in a row retired by Holland.
Yeah, his stuff good enough where you haven't got in a lot of hitters counts where you can drive the ball or you can look for a pitch. And the reason is that he's thrown first pitch strikes with all his pitches today. And then when he's gotten in trouble, Mark Reynolds both times, who came in 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position, struck out and then grounded out. So not a lot of opportunities.
Back to the top of the lineup, Brian Roberts, who is hitless, 0 for 2, takes a strike. Brian was 0 for 7 in the doubleheader yesterday and is now just 3 for 21 on the homestand. Lays off the pitch low, 1-1 on the count. The Orioles have 3 hits, 2 of those by Vladimir Guerrero. And that fouled straight down at the plate. Talking to himself.
Yeah, anytime you keep a game at 1 run, which Jeremy Guthrie's been able to do, you're a man on and a swing away from taking the lead. It's just the reality of the game.
Yeah, Roberts down on strikes. He's 0 for 3. That's strikeout number 5 for Derek Holland.
Well, slider to Andino for the fly out. And then right here, once again, which we've seen him do all afternoon, he's used his curveball, now the slider. I mean, a young pitcher that for this afternoon has just been able to stay ahead to get the Oriole hitters to chase.
2 down. Markakis will come up. Nick is 0 for 2. One of the interesting trends of Derek Holland in his career as he faces Markakis here, the only left-handed batter in the lineup today. He has allowed 32 home runs in his career. 29 by right-handed batters, only 3 by left-handed batters. Hideki Matsui twice, a solo home run and a 3-run home run, and Adam Lind of the Blue Jays a grand slam. 3 home runs by left-handed batters.
Well, he does a pretty nice job against lefties as far as turning his back and hiding the ball well. And you don't see it coming out of your jersey. How many times do we see somebody throw the ball by Nick Markakis? And again, the Major League leading .361 batting average against left-handed pitching in 2010.
2-2 pitch. Markakis fights it off to stay alive. Now the Junior Orioles Dugout Club, Birdland's best value in family entertainment. Kids 14 and under get tickets to 10 games, plus an exclusive club hat, membership card, lunch bag, subscription to Orioles Kids Magazine, and more, all for just $20. As Markakis fouls it back again, and members get exclusive giveaway items at each game. Family and friends can get tickets for as low as $6. So for more information, 888-848-BIRD or get online Orioles.com. The Junior Orioles Dugout Club. All 3.
So ought to get a good pitch to hit here. And I say that is because, again, 1-run lead. Take your shot, outside part of the plate. Try to get Nick to put the ball in play.
And fouled off just below us.
They're coming after us. Where was it, Tampa? That apparently a ball went in and kind of hit the monitors between Gary Thorne and Mike Flanagan. They played dodgeball.
Markakis slices it the other way, and that is a base hit. Hamilton near the line plays it back in, and Markakis, a big turnaround first, has a 2-out single.
Pretty good at bat right there to get Derek Lee to the plate. A chance to put the Orioles ahead. 3-2 pitch, little slider, stays on it. Well defended by the Rangers because of the spray shot. They go, we're not letting them get one into the corner, so they were shifted that way. Maybe last year it's doubles. This afternoon's only a single.
There's Derek Lee, who's been on base twice. Well, the first part of your equation has happened. Somebody got on. Orioles versus lefties last year, 18 wins. 19 home runs by right-handed hitters, tied for the second fewest in the league. So what do? You go out and you get Lee, you get Guerrero. And this one's lined towards the corner. That is a base hit. That's heading down the line. Markakis heads to third as Hamilton digs it out. John Russell will hold Markakis at third. He ran through the stop sign, and the throw comes in and gets by the catcher. And Markakis will get back to third. Well, both the Orioles and the Rangers got a break on the same play.
Yeah,
Markakis was hustling, didn't see the stop sign.
Yeah, if you're John Russell, you're seeing how quickly Josh Hamilton gets to the ball, and this ball's going to hit hard. So it's all part of the equation whether you're going to send him or not. Watch Hamilton get it, and he'll quickly get it in. A little spin throw right here, and this is why John Russell holds him. He has no way of anticipating that the ball's going to bounce and then go all over the place. So right here, he's just seen the replay. Right there, you could see John Russell down on his knees. And then Nick back to third base. Derek Lee, meanwhile, had come all the way around second and was going to take third if Nick ended up scoring. It's one of those second guessers that delight saying, well, why didn't you send him? You know, the ball bounced. He would have been so out if they execute a good play. So now, you know, obviously you would have liked to have scored a run, but a base hit here, and you got Guerrero to play if they pitch to him, is situation to take a lead.
And give Derek Holland credit. He was exactly where he was supposed to be, and as a result, ran down that errant throw, which forced Markakis to stay at third. So here's Guerrero. He is 2 for 2 already. High pop-up. Shallow right. Cruz can't see it. And now he picks it up, and he's got it for the out. So another rally falls short. 2 hits after 2 down and 2 left. We played 5. 1-0 Texas. brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. Oriole Park at Camden Yards on this Sunday afternoon. A pitcher's duel. The Orioles have not been able to take advantage of their couple of opportunities. They've had 3 of them, and they're 0 for 3. But what Holland has done, Jim, is each time the Orioles got something going, it was with 2 outs in the inning. So he was able to get that final out and prevent the Birds from scoring. Michael Young passed them out towards the middle. Roberts out there, off balance throw, safe at first base, says Tim Cheetah. So there's a base hit for Michael Young, who hustled down the line.
Yeah, he smells base hit right here. Brian Roberts, nice play to get to this ball. But he is going away. Quick throw, heaves it. And then bang, bang.
Very close play. Appeared that Young got the foot there. Good effort by Roberts. And that gets Josh Hamilton up with a man on. Hard hit ball, base hit right field. Over the head of Brian Roberts. Markakis will play it back in. And Texas has 2 on with none down. Today's Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And we'll go back to the 4th inning.
Yep, this is the difference. Hooked one foul. And Jeremy just leaves the ball again out over the plate. Hasn't made a whole lot of mistakes today. That's pretty much until this inning the one that stands out, and then Beltre all over it as he was last night. So he's starting to swing the bat a little bit better. Bullpen will get up. And again, Jeremy Guthrie in the hospital early in the week with pneumonia. You know, he hadn't had his best stuff, but he's really pitched well. But again, the scoreboard not in favor of the Orioles because they just haven't been able to get the key hit to this point.
Well, Beltre bounced into 2 double plays in the opener yesterday. Guthrie will try to induce one here as that one sails outside 1-0. Here's Jeremy Accardo now getting loose.
Yeah, but the velocity for Jeremy, I don't think he's gotten over 92. 96, that's how good he was in Tampa. But then again, he wasn't coming off being hospitalized for a couple of days.
Popped them up. Roberts out, Markakis in. Roberts calls, and he's got it for the out. The infield fly rule was called, so Beltre retired and 1 away. That's a huge out, but with this lineup, doesn't get any easier. As Beltre and his 3 home runs heads back to the bench, and Cruz and his 5 home runs comes to the plate.
Well, again, one of your hotter hitters, at least over the last 3 days, and then you get a guy now leading the American League in home runs. But as Buck Showalter was talking with Britton, 3 double plays in the first game, 3 in the second game, different pitchers. You know, the ability to throw the ground ball when you get in these situations is paramount. And I'm sure that's what Jeremy's thinking. Where can I keep the ball in the ballpark on the ground and maybe with 1 pitch get out of this inning? And that's not an easy task against this guy.
And Guthrie gets ahead of him 0-1. Cruz batting 5th today is flied out and he's grounded out. You see Young leading from second behind Guthrie. And Hamilton on at first with 1 down. Guthrie has 1 strikeout and he has walked 1. He struck out 6 in his win on opening night. Well, it came at him.
Well, a little extra. I mean, again, you know, usually about 2-3 more miles per hour, but he elevates it just enough. He's been able to stay down. It looks like he's really focused, again, not having your best up, down, 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 with a couple of exceptions. So that fastball probably surprised Nelson Cruz a little bit.
Guthrie ahead 1-2. And a pop-up. Shortstop Andino. Infield fly rule again called. 2 down as Andino grabs it. So they retired back-to-back very dangerous long ball threats.
Well, how about that breaking ball? It was very much like the one he threw Ian Kinsler to end the fifth. You don't see Cruz, Kinsler, and real good major league hitters take those kind of swings very often.
Mitch Moreland now. Moreland is hitless. And it sails outside, 1-0. Ground ball knocked down by Guthrie. He'll have to hurry and gets it to first to get Moreland. Nicely done by Guthrie. Pitches out of a 2-out, none on jam. Middle of the sixth at Camden Yards. Texas clinging to a 1-0 lead. Sixth inning, time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, and it's all about Vladimir Guerrero today. Before the game, picked up his Silver Slugger Award as the top DH in the American League last year. And on the day today, he's had a real good game. He singled in his first at-bat, then hustled into that double in the third. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And a 1-0 Texas lead. The Orioles in this game, as Jeremy Guthrie with Mark Connor and Buck Showalter talking it over after the starter completed 6 innings. We'll see how much more he might have left. Then Johnson now gets up in the bullpen. Reynolds swings through it, and he's down to the count 0-2.
Yeah, Derek Holland, and just very sneaky. 94 probably looks a little bit quicker because he hides the ball so well.
Yeah, that's high. Starting to mention, the Orioles in this game have had 7 base runners in their 5 at-bats, but in all 5 innings, Holland retired the first 2 batters in the inning. So they have not had a base runner on base until 2 outs. And Reynolds down the line. Will that stay fair? That is a foul ball. So how do you work yourself out of a jam? Well, you don't let him get on until 2 outs in the inning.
Well, my theory was always if you get the first guy out, you can walk the bases loaded, or you can get the bases loaded, get a double play ball or whatever. That's a positive spin on that. But it's nice, again, and for young pitchers, a lot of them have trouble focus early in a ball, in an inning. They don't utilize their 9 warm-up pitches to get into the inning as quick as they would like or eventually will when they get experience.
From 0-2 to 2-2. And that hit him. And it's going to hurt a little bit, but the Orioles for the first time today get their leadoff man on. That represents the tying run.
Mark takes one for the club. You hope it's nothing serious. Little breaking ball, this time too far inside.
It looked like it hit that shin guard.
Well, I think it got the back foot.
Yep. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that back shin. That's with that good slider. You go to get that front foot down and still have balance on that back leg. You can't get it out of the way. It's a way to slow down the running game.
Reynolds appears to be okay. Richie Bancells came out to check. It was a very brief conversation. Now Adam Jones.
Yeah, bad news that he got hit. Good news, it's the tying run. Pitch count at 93 for Derek Holland.
Adam Jones was looking to give the Orioles the lead. Swings through it.
Which is a great philosophy, except it was ball one. But again, I think that has something to do with his deception. It appeared to be a good pitch to hit, but ended up out of the strike zone.
Throw to first. Holland does not hold runners on very well.
Even though he's supposed to have the good pickoff move. I don't know how that translates, but that's what they say.
And they're 14 out of 18 and stealing against
him. I understand. Got a good move, just doesn't know when to throw over there.
Adam Jones fouls it back. Well, maybe he's got that deceptive balk move, which if he does, he should be better than 14 out of 18.
Or maybe he's just getting the wrong guys on.
There you go. It's like he can't get Hideki Matsui out.
Should be walking him instead of throwing up home runs. He's not going anywhere.
That's, at least that move was pretty obvious. Oh, 0-2 on Jones. Just did get a piece. Wow. That ball is sailing up in the strike zone. There's no activity in the Texas bullpen, although as I say that, somebody's taking the warm-up jacket off.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a pitch count issue. Obviously that in the one-run lead.
A little better move that time.
Well, what I like is that there's Strop, who came in, the youngster, throwing 97 last night. But you wouldn't think that Mark Reynolds, who doesn't run a lot, I think he'd be focusing a little bit more on Adam Jones. Well, he's got a pretty good lead over there, and he gets back easier.
This isn't exactly a hit-and-run count. 0-2.
No. You know, reverse it 2-1 is usually the ideal. That was Sparky Anderson, the late Sparky Anderson. Well, you can bet the ranch that 2-1 they're going to be running.
Adam fouls it off. The Rangers head to Detroit following the game. They have a 3-game series there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they will follow the Orioles into New York. When the Orioles are playing in New York on Thursday, Texas will be in New York enjoying a day off. The Orioles have 3 night games coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in New York. Another 0-2 pitch is popped up foul. That'll be back in the crowd. 21,452 in attendance today, after better than 36,000 last night. Well, the fans coming alive here, looking for some runs, as Jones is battling Derek Holland. And he takes down and in.
Yeah, they play him. I mean, Adam, they got him shifted maybe 2-3 steps. We saw Bourbon in the first game yesterday. He can really fly in the outfield. I mean, he can go get him. So I figured the ball the other way. Of course, a lot of times the ball hit to right center is going to slice away from a right-handed batter. There's another one of those a little bit more of a slide step to try to confuse Adam, but he hasn't thrown either of the two pitches he's done that today over.
Now, in case you're wondering about Reynolds, he does have 42 career stolen bases. He's a better base runner than you might think.
Right, but after you just drilled him in the back ankle, I think I'd worry a little bit more about the hitter. But it's gotten Adam back into the count at 2-2. It was down 0-2.
A 2-2 pitch coming to Adam Jones. And it's high ball 3. I don't know what that was, but it floated 2 different directions. And Torrealba obviously was confused on that and crossed up.
Yeah, and he comes out to talk to him. It's like, I think it's a high changeup. And he boxes it.
Now, Holland does have 5 strikeouts in the game, and 4 of them have been swinging strikeouts.
I would think, and I'm only guessing, that I can't imagine that he has been in this situation very often where he has a 1-0 lead into the 6th inning. So again, this is uncharted territory for a 24-year-old lefty.
We'll see what Reynolds does here on the full count.
It's a good running. If you get a good lead, it's a good running count only because Torrealba, if he stands up in front of Bill Welke, he's got to frame the pitch. There's that step off move. That's the one they talked about. But his actual move's not that good. But he has to throw a strike here. It's ball 4. Orioles will have runners at first and second.
Reynolds doesn't go. Swing and a miss. He got him on an off-speed pitch. So Jones down on strikes. Twice today Adam has struck out. That's number 6 for Holland.
All that to throw this pitch. And it's, boy, is this good. Slider down and in. Adam, you could see, not in the same zip code. Way out in front of that. Just did not get any kind of read on what that pitch was.
That's a big out for Holland. Now here's Jake Fox, who is 0 for 2 today, getting a start in left field. And he takes outside 1-0. Jake got his first start in the nightcap last night of the doubleheader he caught. Buck Showalter today has him in left field. Here's Mark Reynolds on at first, representing the tying run. Now with 1 down. And he popped him up. Shallow left. Shortstop is out. Blanco on the grass. Has it for the out. And 2 down here in the Orioles 6th. Well, baseball fans, MASN has a new show all dedicated to you, the fan, the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, weeknights, 5:30 to 6:30. All the latest news and information about the Orioles, Nationals, and Major League Baseball. You get live batting practice look-ins, reports from the field, and roundtable discussions. So join Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, and Mel Antonin. They'll discuss all the hot topics every day, Monday through Friday, 5:30 here on MASN. Torrealba out for a chat with Holland, trying to encourage him to get through this at-bat and get out of it. Matt Wieters walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th.
Well, they have a very deep bullpen. I think you might have, if Alexi Gondo was not starting and you had a healthy Tommy Hunter, you might see him out of the bullpen right here. He wanted Wieters to bat left-handed. It's a good pitch again, inside corner. The ability to get ahead just about to most of the Oriole hitters. And as you mentioned, to get out number 1, out number 2 early on, with the exception of this inning.
Breaking ball is low, 1-1. Well, he's only walked 2 and he's hit a batter, but he has 6 strikeouts. And a good eye, and that takes inside, ball 2. Holland went 6 innings in his start on Monday against Seattle. Reynolds takes his lead after being hit by a pitch leading off the inning. Ball 3. Nice scoop by Torrealba. And Dino, a right-handed bat, is on deck. This might be the last batter for Holland if Wieters reaches. They showed you Strop getting loose in the bullpen. He's standing there now watching the action. Foul tip held by Torrealba. Wouldn't give in, didn't go fastball.
Well, yeah, and again, might have been a little under the zone, but it's such a quality pitch. Matt's going to chase it. And now they get a lefty up in their bullpen. Darren Oliver and Arthur Rhodes, a couple of lefties out there.
There's a slow tapper past the mound, charging is Blanco. The off-balance throw and plenty of time to get Wieters, and the inning ends. So the Orioles strand another. We'll head to the 7th at Camden Yards. 1-0 Texas.
Highlights. Barrick Holland, very special. Reynolds in the first. A couple of guys on in the third. Reynolds again grounds out to Adrien Beltre. And then Vladimir Guerrero single-double, but with a couple of runners in scoring position out to right field. So it's all about Adrien Beltre. That solo home run in the 4th inning. Jeremy Guthrie, maybe not his best stuff, pitched exceptionally well. Really battled, and what you want to do? Well, you want to win, but if not, you certainly, and you can see the 8 men on base, and none of them, no hits and runners in scoring position, came into the game hitting .400. That has not been the case. There's Jim Johnson, came in the other night, swooped down on a victory, pitched extremely well, had a very good spring, 1 earned run in 9 innings. So, and didn't he throw a pitch? What, he was 97-mile-per-hour sinkers and 1 pitch to touch 99.
So missed opportunities for the Orioles, the storyline of this game. And that home run by Beltre has stood up. So here's Johnson. He'll face Torrealba, then Blanco and Bourbon are due. And the fastball's outside. So Guthrie did his job splendidly. Gave the Orioles 6 innings, coming back from the pneumonia. And only 1 run on 4 hits. Torrealba's 0 for 2. He was robbed on a line drive caught by Guthrie in the 2nd. Broken bat Blue, shallow center, long run in for Jones, and a diving try, but it's in there for a base hit. So the broken bat slowed it down, and Adam Jones, good effort, but he couldn't get there. There's a leadoff single.
Yeah, the fact you can cheat a little bit on the 2-0 count, he gets the bat out a little bit more, maybe not have got it out of the infield, and then Adam trying to get to it, can't get to it, breaks a bat for a base hit. Take that. So you would imagine this would be a sacrifice situation.
Ron Washington has a lineup with power up and down, so he doesn't utilize the sack that often, but they do have one on the year. And here's Blanco in the number 8 spot. And he does square, and he fouls it off. Look, Showalter flashing signs to Matt Wieters, who now will stand in front of home plate and relay them to the infielders. What play Buck wants on the rotation of the coverage of the bunt. Guthrie allowed only 4 hits. He had 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and the 1 home run. Torrealba back. That's what Showalter might be suspicious of here is after the failed bunt on the first pitch, maybe he'll go to a hit and run. He does not. He squares again. That one gets away from Wieters, and the runner will advance. So that's a tough break for the Orioles because now Blanco can bunt him to third.
Yeah, try to get him over some way. There's the ball in the dirt. Tries to backhand it and doesn't. There's your lead runner into scoring position. Boy, you would have liked to force them to give you an out.
And 1-1 the count as Buck Showalter looks on from the Oriole bench. And again motioning to Wieters. Yeah, again the bunt. Johnson will play it to first. Sacrifice successful as Roberts has it. So ending up at third base. Torrealba with now 1 down. Well, once again, the O's are offering you the perfect way to celebrate your birthday Birdland style. That's right. All fans who register at Orioles.com/birthday receive a free ticket for any non-prime home game during their birth month. Fans with birthdays in the offseason can get a free ticket as well. For complete details, call 888-848-BIRD or just get online, Orioles.com/birthday. Well, there's a fan all getting the face paint. The cartoon bird hat. And those are buck antlers.
Right, buck ball. So you got to be very cognizant of the squeeze. Certainly could be a possibility. Cleveland did it to Daniel Bard and the Red Sox. Infield in, cut off the run at the plate. Pretty good combination, though. You're looking for a ground ball. You have a guy that with a pronounced ability to sink the ball on Jim Johnson. There it is.
Bouncer towards third. Andino charges, freezes the runner, throws to first. Big out, 2 down. And that one sank.
Yes, well,
Derek Lee.
And that also sank at home plate. That's a perfect pitch. Right there. Catcher at third, but a little bit mobile.
Yeah, I really have come to admire the way Derek Lee with the footwork, the way he's able to get his body low to the ground so he doesn't have to backhand. He can still give that target with the glove up. An amazing dexterity with his legs as he fields the position there. There's a strike to Kinsler.
Kinsler looks down. The ball was on the ground. There's Mike Gonzalez for the O's getting loose. In case his inning gets as far as Josh Hamilton. Kinsler stands right on top of the plate.
Down and in. Now, see, that's something what Tim or Bill Welke just did there that drives me crazy. First time today he was down on a knee. How can you umpire the entire way standing up and then you go down on a knee and peek?
It's tired.
Yeah, but it changes your view, right? Changes the strike zone. See, now he's not on a knee. Down and away.
That's a good point. Yeah, there was a while where most of the umpires would get down on one knee and they'd be on the inside shoulder looking across the plate.
2-1 on Kinsler. High with a fastball, 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, you're right into the middle of, or at least the heart of the order. 1 for 3 is Ian Kinsler off Jim Johnson, and then right behind him, Michael Young, 2 for 6. So not a great body of work, but certainly can't give in to anybody because of the scoreboard here. 1-0. Don't want to give up another run.
High fly ball left field. Back on it is Fox, and that ball's going to go. There's a 2-run home run. And the Rangers now have a 3-0 lead. So they fell behind in the count, and Kinsler got the pitch to drive out.
Well, hitters count. Good fastball hitter. And as it turns out, he'll get a good fastball to hit. 93, not the express from Jim Johnson. And it doesn't appear to have a whole lot of movement. So 4 home runs now. And that's his first hit with runner in scoring position.
Michael Young takes ball 1 outside. So 3 runs on the board, all driven in by the long ball, as Texas now has 18 home runs to tie the Yankees, who play tonight. Most in the league. And half of those home runs have been hit by 2 players. Cruz has 5, Kinsler has 4. Ground ball sharply at the short, and Dino gobbles it up, keeps his balance, throws to first, and Young is retired for the out. 7th inning stretch here at Oriole Park. 2-run home run by Kinsler, insurance for the Rangers. Texas now with a 3-0 lead. Out on the road, they head up to New York Yankee Stadium. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Yankees. Coverage on Masson HD begins at 6:30 with those extra. Presented by Verizon 4G LTE, followed by game coverage at 7 o'clock. Orioles and Yankees, we've got all the access you need right here on Masson. Well, fans have enjoyed their 7th inning stretch, and a 3-0 lead now by the Rangers. Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer at Camden Yards, and we're really seeing firsthand just how dangerous this Texas team could be. I mean, here they have a 3-0 lead, 2 swings of the bat, getting it all 3 runs.
Yeah, and I think that's I think you kind of expect that. What you don't expect in this, again, no disrespect to Derek Collum, for him to pitch at the level he pitched this afternoon. He was marvelous, and when he did get in trouble, he got out of trouble. Orioles had their opportunities, 1st, 3rd, and 5th innings. Jeremy Guthrie gutted it out coming off the pneumonia, so you had a pitcher's duel until the home run. But again, it's very difficult to beat this team, especially when we talk about the Rangers, if you're not going to get some offense. They're just that good an offensive club, and it's going to happen all year long. I mean, they are built to score a lot of runs, and then when they get their young pitchers, as we saw with Matt Harrison yesterday or Derek Holland, all of a sudden pitching excellent baseball, they become even harder to do any damage against. And now talking about youth, and then maybe somebody that's been around a long time, Darren Oliver. I mean, a veteran lefty. As we mentioned, they have Arthur Rhodes. They got him from Cincinnati, so he's behind him, another lefty. So again, a very adept guy. Doesn't throw very hard, but just seems to command the ball, cuts it in, turns it over. Pretty good change up, big breaking ball. See what the Orioles can do against him. Got to be happy that Holland's out of there as well as he was pitching.
Yeah, they had base runners. They had chances. He allowed 5 hits. He walked 2 and he hit a batter, but 8 men left on base. So Andino will come up, and the reason Oliver comes in, even though Andino's a righty, it's because of who follows. You have Roberts, the switch hitter, and then behind him, Markakis, the left-hander. So now the Orioles down by 3, need a rally. And there's a breaking ball for a strike. Andino getting his 2nd consecutive start. To right field, it hangs for Cruz. And one away here in the 7th inning. Well, fans, in 2011, once again at Oriole Park, you can purchase the popular Orioles magazine throughout the ballpark. First edition of O's magazine features a cover story on new Oriole sluggers Vladimir Guerrero and Derek Lee. Also inside, you could read more about this season, recap the Birds' first spring training in Sarasota, and enjoy player profiles, features, and more. It's for families and younger fans. You can get the Orioles Kids magazine that returns with Q&As, player games, and puzzles. So pick them up right here at the ballpark your next time at Camden Yards. Either the Oriole Kids magazine or Orioles magazine. Brian Roberts takes ball 1. Bending in there, a strike.
So how about Darren Oliver? I mean, he was their 3rd round pick all the way back in 1988, 40 years old. And of course, his first year in the big leagues, or at least full year, or maybe 1997, part-times in 1993 through 5, 6, 7, but would become a starting pitcher. 14-6 as a starter back in, let's see, 1996. So now a little bit like Mike Flanagan. He never won a Cy Young award, but he's become a left-handed specialist because he can get both righties and lefties out.
Roberts trying to get on base, takes on 3-1 to count full. So his 2nd tour of duty with Texas, actually his 3rd, because he did have a couple of years after he went to the Cardinals before he went to Boston. "3-2, high fly to left field. Back on it is Hamilton. And just in front of the warning track, he's got it for the out. So Roberts is 0 for 4 and 2 down in the 7th.
And had just enough movement to get it out of the center of the bat. So it dies just at the warning track.
So Markakis now will bat.
Yeah, Darren Oliver's dad, actually, he played with the Orioles for a short time. I remember hitting home runs off me in Kansas City. He got us, all of us. Bob Oliver. Pirates, Royals, Angels, Orioles, and then the Yankees, 65-75.
Markakis off the end of the bat, center field. Bourbon is there, and he's got it for the out. So a very quick 3-up, 3-down inning for Darren Oliver. 8th inning coming up. 3-0 Texas. for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates. Jeremy Guthrie, a strong start, 6 innings, just 1 run allowed. Adrien Beltre, a solo home run that got Texas on the board 1-0. Or how about Derek Holland, the starter for Texas, 6 scoreless innings as the Orioles stranded 8 runners while he was in the game. Text in your vote now. Have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862.
Mike Gonzalez will come on. Lefty versus lefty as Josh Hamilton will step in here in the 8th inning. There are the numbers. A little trouble with the slider so far this year. Fastball 92. Last year arm problems, came back the end of the year, pitched well. Did not pitch well against lefties though. So again, you need somebody that you can match up.
And that was the other thing that came out at Buck Showalter's press conference today, is with the pending player moves, with Hardy likely to go on the disabled list, how do you fill that spot, and what do you feel you need more, and is it in fact another lefty in the bullpen? Buck Showalter really didn't answer, but he said there are certainly discussions going on of all those possibilities and possible needs. Outside ball 3.
Yeah, and actually in watching Mike Gonzalez over the first week, his best breaking ball has been that changeup. Didn't throw it much last year. Threw some great ones against the Tigers.
Foul back.
We told you about Hamilton, a 275 hitter last year with 8 of his 32 home runs against left-handed pitching. But the number, he's a 280 lifetime hitter against left-handers. So you just don't dial it up left-handed and get him out. He's that good a hitter. Of course, he did hit 401 against right-handed pitching.
Bouncer towards second. Roberts to his left has it. And he gets it to first for the out. And what the Orioles are looking at as they go into tonight and the off day tomorrow, if Tillman pitches Tuesday, and they have not yet announced the starter for Tuesday, that is on normal rest. But the problem is, because of the rain out Friday, they don't have any other pitcher on normal rest for that day. So Thursday would either be Britton or Arrieta, with the other going Friday. So somebody's got to pitch Wednesday, unless they bring somebody else to pitch Tuesday and just have Tillman go on an extra day. So that's the dilemma they're facing with the initial player move. And
well, I can't imagine they're going to move Chris back when they're trying to keep him on his regular schedule. I mean, 22-year-old pitcher, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Because with the move of yesterday for Jacobacas coming up for Bergeson, they now have 8 relievers and 4 starters.
So somebody's going to have to pitch Wednesday, most likely.
And it could, in fact, be Bergeson, as Buck Showalter said before the game, because if Hardy's the move, you can bring him back because it's an injury replacement. And I did look, and Norfolk has Troy Patton as their scheduled starter tomorrow, not Bergeson. And a high pop-up off the bat of Beltre, left side, and Bino waiting for it, still waiting, and finally it comes down, and 2 men down. Well, follow the Orioles with the MLB.com At-Bat 2011 app for your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, or BlackBerry. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and more. Text At-Bat to 31826 or visit Oriole.com for all the details. Nelson Cruz swings through it, 0-1. Of course, you could always volunteer to pitch on Wednesday.
I got enough losses. No offense to their offense, but they don't want me out there. I'm not sure they would want Troy Patton and make his major league debut when you have other options on Wednesday in Yankee Stadium.
And Brad Bergeson has pitched there.
Yes. A little change-up count here.
And what's unfortunate about that rain out and how it affects the schedule is the whole point of sending Bergeson down was to get him work because of how his spring training ended. And they may have to scrap that to get him back up here because now they don't have a starter for that game. But I'm sure Bergeson would be very happy to come back and make that start if asked.
Well, it's an opportunity.
Yep. And a pop-up off the bat of Cruz. Brian Roberts moves in. And about halfway between first and second, has it for the out. So Gonzalez has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The Birds down by 3. Is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Oh, nice view out to the Key Bridge. And here is Darren O'Day coming on with right-handed batters due up for the Orioles.
Yeah, you can see right there, has not pitched in 3 days, but not scored on in 2011. Big part of their bullpen last year, 72 games, ERA just a little over 2 runs a game, and doesn't walk hardly anybody. Perfect guy you want to have come in. At least he's going to throw strikes in this situation. But again, 12 walks in 62 innings last year, and he's got the unusual arm angle.
And here's Derek Lee, who's had a real good day at the plate. He's been on base all 3 plate appearances, 2 hits and a walk. And it's outside 1-0. Orioles need base runners. We have the home run heart of the lineup coming up here. And we end off with the skipper, Buck Showalter. You know, the other topic that came up today, and depending on how this inning goes, it might happen this inning, with Jake Fox in left field batting 8th. Derek Lee sharply hit towards the hole. To his left is Beltre. He spins and fires, and oh, did he make that look easy. And one away here in the 8th inning. Fans, for every Orioles walk this season, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to the Support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 23 walks. That's a total of $1,150. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
Yeah, that probably would have been a base hit if the scoreboard was a little bit closer, because he probably might have guarded the line. I've never been a proponent of that, but most teams do it. 1-run lead. He's probably guarding the line, keep away from a double. That ball goes into left field. I always felt you had to kind of play where you think they're going to hit it. But again, he got to that, as you mentioned, easily, and that's why he's a Gold Glover.
Ball got loose from the Orioles bullpen. Now that's a wild pitch. 0-1 on Vlad. On the day he picked up his Silver Slugger Award from last year, he's got 2 hits. There's a line into left field, sinking. Hamilton with a sliding grab. Well, Josh Hamilton gloves it, and 2 men down.
Good speed, good read. And get up the bat a little bit. Easily to get it. Eyes never off it.
So 2 men down now, still no one on. 8 in a row retired since Reynolds led off the 6th in a 1-0 game, being hit by a pitch. But what Buck Showalter was asked is, with Jake Fox starting in left field today, Fox being the other catcher, what do you do late in the game if A, he has to go behind the plate, and or B, you want to pinch hit? And we have seen this year when Luke Scott starts in left field, if the Orioles have a lead late in the game, eventually Felix Pie makes his way out there because they're the outfielders. Well, what do you do with Fox, and do you have, in fact, an emergency catcher? And Buck Showalter said, yes, we do, but he wouldn't say who it was.
And he said, I'm not sure he knows who he is either.
But you talk about strategy, and managers are always looking 2, 3, 4 innings ahead, and there's Jake Fox sitting there in that number 7 spot, but can you possibly pinch hit for him or take him out defensively? And then you don't have any catchers left. So interesting sidelight to what's going on with the roster at the moment. Of course, if you leave him in the game, you don't have to worry about it. Anything happens to Wieters, you just put him behind the plate. Here's Kevin Gregg getting loose for the Orioles. Gregg hasn't pitched since Wednesday. 3-1 on Reynolds. And it's inside ball 4, so the Orioles get a 2-out base runner. Tali Feliz and our old friend Arthur Rhodes going loose. The lefty Rhodes, the righty Feliz. So Adam Jones now. He's got a 3-game hitting streak going, but he's hitless today, and he struck out twice. And it's outside, 1-0. Orioles are a base runner away from getting the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, and that brings up exactly the situation you talked about. Would Felix PA hit for Jake Fox? And of course, if he does, then is Arthur Rhodes going to come in to face PA? And will Ron Washington make a corresponding move?
Ball 2, and Torrealba's going to go out and talk to O'Day.
Again, 12 walks last year in 62 innings. So any walk, of course, he hadn't pitched in 3 days that we mentioned. So again, trying to find that release point. Orioles hope he finds it later on in the week.
Buck Showalter looking at the binder on the bench there with the matchups. So he's thinking along with you. Let's see, Fox versus this guy, or Rhodes versus PA, or maybe Luke Scott. Luke Scott home run threat. He's on the bench as well. Meantime, it's 2-0 on Adam Jones. Ball 3. All right, now, in your era, you take 2 strikes. You need a base runner. Time runs on deck. 8th inning, so you still got another inning, but there's 2 outs in the inning, so let's see what Jones does.
Well, we know he's taken here. It's really what's going to happen, 3-1.
And a strike on the outside corner, borderline pitch.
And you know they're yelling from the bench. It's not automatic. Because it's 3-0. Still has to be a strike.
And he walked him. So back-to-back walks after 2 men out. And the Orioles do, in fact, get the tying run to the plate. And Jake Fox walked it to the plate. He will bat.
We're taking a look right here. Again, a very unconventional. Spine angle changes, and this ball not even close to being a strike. So a guy that's usually very much in command of his ability to throw strikes gets some extra time off, and the plate's moving.
You saw the runners, the speed in the order you'd prefer. The faster runner is the trail runner in Jones, with Reynolds at second base, and here's Fox.
And here comes Ron Washington, because it's not always that. A lot of times the matchups might just be a little bit better.
Looks like he's going to go to his closer here in the 8th inning for a 4-out save.
Now 40 out of 43 last year, Rookie of the Year. Doesn't really matter who's hitting, righty or lefty.
So a pitching change here at Camden Yards. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. already 2 out of 2, the rookie of the year a year ago. He comes on to try to protect this lead for a 4-out save. 2 out, 2 on in the 8th, and then the 9th to go. So the matchups here and the strategy going from both dugouts. As Feliz comes on, Luke Scott now will be announced as a pinch hitter for Jake Fox.
Well, power pitcher. You know, sometimes when he does throw his breaking ball, he kind of telegraphs it, drops his arm angle a little bit. But he can throw hard, usually 95 to 97. And then again last year, the American League Rookie of the Year, because he got 43 opportunities and saved 40 of those games. Austin Jackson, outfielder with the Tigers, the number 2 choice. So your best against the guy that led the Orioles in home runs last year, Luke Scott.
His last home run, September 19th of last year against the Yankees. So he comes up as a pinch hitter for Jake Fox.
Only 3 at bats and nothing to show for it yet. Maybe he'll take this opportunity. Have a guy that with one swing can tie it. That's what you're looking for, even though it doesn't have to be a home run. Wieters on deck.
Since coming back after sitting out a couple of games, there are the runners in scoring position numbers. Not good for either team. But Luke has hit in back-to-back games. He has a hit in each of his last 2 starts. So here we go. Feliz against Scott. And it's outside, 1-0. And because there's a runner at second, the Rangers can't do the full overshift on Luke Scott. Beltre's got to stay over there close to third, otherwise Reynolds will just take the base. But you see the shortstop Blanco towards the middle and Kinsler well over on the outfield grass. Outside, ball 2.
Yeah, a little two-seam fastball at 94. You can see when he's warming up, he just kind of turns it over a little bit, something that Mariano Rivera came up with after years of just throwing that cutter.
Fans are getting behind Luke. Reynolds and Jones, the base runners, with 2 down.
Well, you know when you can throw this hard, he's hitting off the fastball. Let's see if he gets one to hit.
Popped up, foul near the Oriole dugout. Torrealba coming over, hoping it curls back to him. But it's about 4 rows back.
Well, there was your fastball, and didn't quite get to it. In the middle of the plate, belt high. Only 22 years of age.
And one of the 5 players they got from Atlanta in the Teixeira trade. No one had heard of him yet except the Ranger scouts. They knew about him. Everybody knows about him now. 2-1 on Scott. 2 on, 2 down. 3-0 Texas. Foul back this way, 2-2.
Yeah, another fastball to a fastball hitter. Yeah, there was some talk, and he did a lot of innings in spring training, that Feliz would be a starter. And in the last 10 days, they made this move.
Yeah, they stretched him out.
Yep. Well, you can always go. Yeah, you can always go the other way, which is to come back. I think for a lot of youngsters, you know, that have trouble with their mechanics, not a bad idea to give them to stretch them out. And a little more touch with feel and the touch of pitching.
Outside, ball 3. Anxious moment, bottom of the 8th at Camden Yards. Tying run at the plate. Matt Wieters waiting on deck.
Yeah, the outfield really deep, much deeper than he normally would play.
And a lot of room in left center field. The runners will be off with the pitch. Full count with 2 down. And the 3-2 not made as he turned the leg and looked back to second base. Trying to catch Mark Reynolds breaking too soon. That is a good move by Feliz. You never know. Sometimes the runner and trying to get a big jump will just take off. Here's the 3-2. High fly ball, center field. Back goes Bourbon. He's got a play. And on the warning track, he makes the catch. So Luke Scott gave it a ride, but the ballpark holds it. We played 8, 3-0 Texas. Orioles Baseball on MASN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. 3-0 Texas. We head to the 9th inning at Camden Yards, and a couple of defensive changes for the Orioles. Robert Andino had been at shortstop. He moves to left field where Jake Fox was. So Luke Scott out of the game after pinch hitting, and that brings Cesar Estouras into the game at shortstop. He goes into the number 7 spot in the lineup, and here's Kevin Gregon for an inning.
Yeah, at least it appears at this point he will be the closer. Comes over from Toronto. Will turn 33 in June. I had a chance yesterday. I always thought he threw a 2-seam fastball. He said, nah, doesn't sink. So I just kind of turns it over a little bit. Big guy at 6'6", 230. So no, the 2-seamer flattens out. Just
facing Mitch Moreland leading off in the Texas 9th. There's a strike, 1-1. Bounce a foul, and 1-2. Well, Luke Scott did get into it. He hit it to the warning track, but Feliz able to avoid, what did you say, about maybe 1/4 of an inch on the bat?
Yeah, that, and he was able to get Luke to hit it to the big part of the ballpark.
Towards the middle, diving try by Roberts. It gets on by him for a base hit. So out in the right center field, Markakis will play it back in. And a leadoff single by Moreland. Let's get an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. And Jeremy Guthrie getting that hometown vote over Beltre and Holland. Still time to text in and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862. And Amber and Rick have the results coming up on O's Extra Postgame. Now, obviously, what Greg's job is here is to keep this at 3-0 with the Orioles coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Torrey Alba, the catcher, swinging, pops a foul wide of first. Derek Lee is over and runs out of room. The Orioles have only 1 save on the year because they haven't had opportunities for saves. They've either won by more than the 3 runs or they've lost. Slow roller towards third. That goes foul. It's 0-2. And Gregg does have that save. It was last Saturday, the second game of the season in Tampa. He pitched a scoreless inning, but did allow a hit, did allow a walk.
No, it was a tightrope walk.
The Zobrist ball that Markakis made that incredible catch against the wall.
Yeah, high slider that appeared to, off the bat, to be possibly a 3-run home run, at least a double to tie it up. And it was an adventurous save. But again, I mean, that's kind of how he rolls sometimes. I mean, he did have, what, 82 base runners in 59 innings. So he did try to make some adjustments. He was talking about that yesterday, just trying to get him to maybe stay even more closed. But for him, he's so big and he gets a lot of leverage.
Bouncer hit towards the middle. Asturias waits on it, steps on the bag, fires to first. There's a double play and nicely turned. Moreland thought he got his foot in ahead of the Asturias foot, but he's called out by Jeff Nelson. So 2 men down. And on that double play, as the Orioles turn 2, we congratulate Colleen Knight of Glen Burnie. She has just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest.
Yeah, he's waiting and waiting for the ball to get there. Waiting, hitting the bag.
Never touched the base.
I don't think he ever touched.
So now we know what Moreland was saying.
Yeah, well, what do you say about that?
I don't know. In particular, where Jeff Nelson was standing, he was in perfect position looking down. Goes to the base. There's the slide. There's the non-foot on the base.
Yeah, Moreland's already up.
Great for the Orioles. Andres Blanco, who's playing at shortstop today, is 0 for 2. He's also laid down a sacrifice bunt. Foul the other way. That'll be back in the crowd. So the Orioles in the bottom of the ninth will have Wieters, Andino, and Roberts due up. The only available player on the bench is P.A. Hardy's active but unavailable. Ball and 2 strikes on Blanco. And that's low. Bounces in. Gregg allowed 2 base runners in his save last Saturday in Tampa, and he also allowed 2 base hits in his 1 inning against the Tigers on Wednesday. That was the Verlander game, and he came in to get some work. Just the way the Orioles season has gone over the first 3 series. There's the 3-2 pitch, foul back, where Buck Showalter has had to try to avoid using some relievers, and he can't seem to get to Kevin Gregg.
Right. Well, he has a distinctly different style than Koji Uehara, who saved 13 of the last 15 for the Orioles, who hardly ever throws any balls.
And that's outside, ball 4.
I mean, good life today. 93, 94. Doesn't give in to a lot of hitters. He's got 3 pitches. He's got the splitter. He's got the 4-seam fastball and that big breaking ball that he varies the speed on.
Here's Julio Bourbon, the number 9 batter, hitless on the day. He has flied out, popped up, and grounded out. Outside, 1-0. If you're Gregg, you want to end it here. You don't want to turn the lineup over. Slap foul the other way. This team is so efficient and deep that really the heart of the lineup starts with the leadoff hitter.
Talking about the Rangers.
Yes.
Yes. Man, boy,
and there he is on deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kinser could easily hit in the 2, 3, almost 4 spot on some ball clubs.
Ball and a strike on Bourbon. Down and in, ball 2. Well, Kinsler on deck has 4 home runs. Minnesota's hit 2 as a team. Seattle's hit 2 as a team. Oakland has hit 2 as a team. And Boston has hit 5. Liner to the left, it hangs. There's Andino. He's got it for the out. So base hit, a walk, and 1 left. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th. Orioles lead 3. Wieters, Andino, and Roberts due up.
And that clutch hitting today, Jim.
Ian Kinsler and Adrien Beltre have the Texas Rangers up 3. The Orioles need a little bit of magic in that 9th. Only 5 hits on the day.
All right, we'll see if they can do it. Let's go back to the booth. Jim Hunter and Jem Palmer for the bottom of the 9th.
All right, Amber and Rick, thanks very much. As we go with Feliz already in the game, he got the final out of the 8th, stays on for the 9th. And the Orioles will have Matt Wieters coming up. Of course, what Feliz hopes to do is retire that first batter, and the Orioles want to get that leadoff man on to increase the drama and the pressure on the closer. There's Wieters.
Yeah. So at 21, he was able to convert 40 out of 43. And the interesting thing to me is that he doesn't walk a whole lot of people, doesn't give up a lot of hits. Last year, 43 hits in 69 innings, and then only 18 walks to go along with the 71 strikeouts. So for a guy that has a power arm, I mean, pretty simple windup. Looks like he has a slider. We haven't seen it today. No need to throw it. But again, pitches in the mid-90s and throws a lot of strikes.
Felix Pie now out on deck. He'll bat for Andino following Wieters. And then back to the top of the lineup for Brian Roberts. Wieters batting left-handed for the first time today. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And ball 1 outside. And there's a strike, 1-1. The other part of the thin bench with Hardy active but not available. Of course, the other catcher's already out of the game, but if Wieters gets on, he has to run. But Showalter does not have an available option to pinch run for Wieters. But then again, he's the lead run, so it's not as important as if he were the tying or go-ahead run. You still got to hit him around the bases. 2 balls and a strike on Wieters, leading off in the 9th. Fouled off the glove of Torrealba, 2-2.
And it also seems that Feliz can very easily get the ball not only with good velocity but good movement, because that ball it started on the outside middle and then just ran to the outside corner. So you think you have it centered. I think it's going to be here, and then it's there.
Pops up the breaking pitch, shallow left. Here comes Hamilton charging in and makes the sliding catch. And that was a fair ball. That would have been a hit, but Hamilton got there for the out. 1 away.
Well, we talked about the fact they can score a lot of runs, but they can defend. And you have a center fielder playing left field. Doesn't have the most direct run to it, but he easily catches it.
He's had a good day out there. Well, he hits, he bats third, he plays defense, and here's PA pinch hitting for Andino. So the Orioles in the second game last night were held to 1 run. And they have not yet scored today, stranding 10 men on base through the first 8 at-bats.
Well, other than the Mark Reynolds 3-run home run, not a lot of offense in these 3 games. Damp weather, good pitching.
PA a big healthy cut. He swung through it. Ball and a strike. Felix has a 4-game hitting streak going. And there's a base hit. So the Orioles do get a base runner. PA's got a 5-game hitting streak, and he does it pinch hitting.
So that nice grab by Hamilton could have been a double. And Felix just doing pretty much what he did last year. Short stroke, hit the ball sharp, take your chances, hits it into center field. And Moreland saying something. We'll see if they play behind him. With Brian Roberts, you would assume they'd play behind the runner at first, take away the hole. And that's what he's going to do. There's Mitch Moreland right there, standing behind.
Roberts swings and misses, 0-1. So now you turn the lineup over, and you have the home run threats coming. Roberts up, Markakis behind him, and then the big boys. And 1 down with 1 on. Left field. Hamilton broke back, now comes in, he'll get there. And 2 out as Roberts is retired. He's 0 for 5. Well, the Orioles now down to their final out as Hamilton read the swing and then came in as that ball was hit off the end of the bat.
Well, looking for another base runner anyway.
Nick Markakis has been the Orioles' most consistent hitter. He is 1 for 4 today. Showalter looking on from the Oriole bench. Swing and a miss. PA takes second base because they let him, so there's no force there. That is not a steal. And a liner right to third. Beltre's got it, broken bat, and the ball game is over, and the Rangers get the rubber game of this 3-game series. So the Oriole bats go silent. 1 run in the second game last night, no runs here tonight. Well, we invite you to join us again Tuesday. More O's action. Game 1 at Yankee Stadium as the Orioles and Yankees open up that series. A.J. Burnett will be on the mound for the Yankees. We believe it'll be Chris Tillman for the Birds. Covered 6:30 on MASN HD. O's Extra presented by Verizon 4G LTE. For Jim Palmer, our entire crew, Jim Hunter saying so long. Rangers win at 3-0. Amber and Rick, O's Extra is coming up next.